Joining us tonight, former Pentagon official, Fox News national security analyst KT McFarland, Foundation for Defensive Democracy senior counselor, former Cheney national security advisor John Hanna, former assistant director of the FBI in New York, Bill Gavin. Thank you all for being with us. I'm going to start, if I may, KT. Is this president looking for reasons not to act? Because that seems to be the most frequently cited statement by this president is he can't do this, he can't do that. What is going on?
He's going to kick it to the next presidency. He's not going to do anything different. The press conference today made it very clear he thinks his policy is working just fine. Don't look to him to do anything different. What I'm wondering is what if President of France invokes the Article 5 of the NATO treaty? Mm-hmm. That's the article that says if one of us is attacked, all of us come to the other's defense. George Bush invoked it after September 11th. If the president of France invokes it, what will Obama do? Will he say, sorry, not my problem?
Well, that clause 5, inciting that clause, the president of France, John Hanna, has already declared France is at war with the Islamic State. Does that suffice in your judgment to bring everyone to bear in NATO against a common enemy?
No, I don't think it does, Lou. I think the United States actually ought to be pushing France to invoke Article 5. We've got an awful lot of those members of NATO that are doing nothing currently on the ground or in the air in Syria or Iraq. The United States is at least in this fight, however half-heartedly and ambivalent the president has been. We need the rest of that alliance and their manpower and their technology and their equipment in this fight together with us, and the president ought to be leading that together with the president of France.
Bill Gavin, a lot of the FBI are right now in Paris working with the French, trying to do as much forensic research as possible, trying to learn more. The FBI is also critically involved in intelligence operations in the war against radical Islamist terror. Also, the FBI responsible for vetting, in part, the refugees, the Syrian refugees, who the president of the United States wants to come here by the tens of thousands. Is this an agency that can stand up to all of these demands?
Lou, it's very difficult. There are so many different tasks right now for the FBI. But let me say this. I think that if left to their abilities, they can certainly perform these tasks. It's the White House kind of interfering with some of the things that disturbs the balance of what can be done. For instance, right now, I know that in Paris, they've brought the high-tech piece to the puzzle to try to resolve those issues that are unresolved at this particular time. They've also brought the intelligence on a second-to-second basis, which really is helpful because lots of times intelligence is not relayed to allies until it's a little bit stale and not as useful as it could be. In terms of vetting would-be refugees from Syria, he has been told, the White House has been told, it is not possible to vet these people completely, and you are putting the United States in danger by bringing these people here. It just isn't sinking in. It doesn't conform to his version or his picture of the world, and therefore, I think that we're in for another tragedy. Things are in play in the United States already. I have no doubt about it, and now they're working out the details as to how to get it done. We need to be retaliatory in our actions rather than listening to hollow rhetoric.
And to be clear, and that's in terms of my comprehension, not your expression, you're saying the FBI has communicated to the White House the fallacy of what they're doing.
I think the military, the intelligence apparatus, and law enforcement have all communicated in one way or another that the vetting of the would-be refugees out of Syria is not possible right now because we don't have the information from Syria that would give us what we need to say this is a high risk, this is no risk, or this person should never be allowed into any country other than one that is going to imprison them.
And we're told, as I wrap up here with you, KT, and John, we're told 1,000 suspected terrorists are in view in 50 states throughout the country, in all 50 states. Right. All of these demands on the resources and the manpower of the FBI And this president is willing to gamble after being told by intelligence, by military, by law enforcement, that they have an incomplete picture of the threat.
The director of the FBI has said if somebody doesn't show up on a database already, we have no way of vetting them. A Syrian refugee goes into a place and says, here's my name, here's my age, here's my country of origin. And if that name and if that country of origin with that birth date, and if he doesn't come up on any databases, then he's okay. He may be lying about his background. That's the extent of the vetting that we're going to have, and these are the people we're going to be bringing into the United States. And as you point out, even if only 1% of them are terrorists or terrorist recruiters or terrorist sleeper cells, we're in big trouble.
John Hanna, you get the last word here tonight.
Yeah, Lou, look, what we saw in France is it takes 8 people to transform a country and its civil liberties overnight. That's all we need in the United States, and we will be changed forever. We can't afford it.
John Hanna, KT McFarland, Bill Gavin, thank you very much, folks. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Up next, Republicans blasting the president for rejecting calls to dramatically change course in the fight against the Islamic State.
Where I was watching our president talking, boy, he does not get it. He doesn't get it. And you know, you hear the term radical Islamic terrorism. He won't say it. He won't say it. And you can't solve a problem if you refuse to talk about what the problem is.
We'll tell you what else they're saying here next. Stay with us. We're coming right back.